Hello everybody, Reggie Time here, and this is an impromptu morning cash game session on Sky Poker. The reason why I'm doing it is quite a sorrowful one, really. My car broke down last night, so I had to get up. I had left to leave it parked in like a restricted area, so I had to get up early this morning to get the people from the garage to come and collect it and fix it. Well, they haven't fixed it yet, but to come and collect it before I had the irritation of a parking ticket on top of the irritation of having a broken down car. So when I'm playing some poker and I've got the house to myself, so I thought, fuck it, why not record it? Let's check this ace on the river multi-way on this very connected board. Don't expect to win, not calling a bet. So yeah, the car, it's pissed me off the last couple of days because it broke down initially on Saturday. The battery just seemed to die, so I got it jump started by my brother-in-law actually, on the Sunday. We're not going to get squeezed here very often, so we're just going to try and hair set with the fours. I took it down to Quick Fit, got a new battery fitted for 100 fucking quid. Since when did car batteries cost 100 quid? Last time I bought one 20 years ago, they were about 30. So anyways, 100 quid, it seemed to fix the problem, happy days. Driving to and from work last night, started getting error message, electrical circuit fault, etc, etc, etc. Thought fuck all of it, just thought, oh yes, I fucking put the battery in properly, I'll take it to the garage tomorrow and get it sorted, just make sure the battery's connected up right or whatever. And then the car just brought down again, the battery's completely drained. So the garage guy today, when I told him the symptoms, seems to think it might be the alternator that's fucked. And we could be looking at another up to £200 to get it fixed. So I do not need £300 with including the battery cost. I don't need £300 car bills this time of year, but if we get lumbered with one, we get lumbered with one, I guess. There's not much I can do about it. I need the car. It's irritating, but there's one thing poker's taught me. It's like, just take these bad beats on the chin. I'm getting much better at dealing with like life bad beats than I ever used to be. Now it's just like, whatever. The car's going to cost me 300 quid. It's a 20 betting downswing. It's a pisser, but what can you do? You just get on with it, and I'm pretty chilled about it all. It's annoying, but no one's died, have they? So get on with it, get the car back, and move on, and hopefully have a good week at the tables to help alleviate the costs of that. 2 overcards, backdoor everything. I want to see a turn here. I want to see turns. Now we just have a flush draw. We're not getting the right price to draw. This play's been relatively passive so far. So we're not going to draw. If he'd bet smaller, I would have considered check raising there, but he didn't. He just potted it again. When passive players are potting it, especially on like the turns and things, you're just not going to be getting the odds to draw. This guy's 5x'd it. I'm just going to call here, hope get Maz Blythe to come along. That is not a particularly good flop for our hand. And obviously we're not going to go anywhere against Irish Mustard, but we're going to call here and hope Maz Blythe gets the fuck out of the way. Maz Blythe doesn't get the fuck out of the way. And now we're in like a really weird spot. And we're going to hope to just check down versus Maz Blythe and win. And we do. Could have maybe thought about betting that river, but yeah, I think I played that too quickly, but I'm not sure what we get called by. We certainly don't get called by Ace-4, so fair enough. Pocket sixes versus this donk bet. I folded because I wasn't of a mind to just call down. Didn't want to raise. It's kind of pretty exploitable. I don't know this player at all. He's tagged green for a reason. I don't know why. I've obviously seen something in the past that's made me think he had to fish. But I'm not just going to start like calling down with pocket sixes versus the donk. It's the first time someone donks. So if he has a 5 or a jack, then we're fucked. If he has a flush draw, we have like, he has good equity. And if he just has an air ball and he's donking frequently, we're soon going to find better spots to find out what's going on. So, yeah, it might seem like a weak fold, but for the time being, it's whatever. It is what it is. It's a small pot. I'm not going to get too excited by it all. And we'll just keep our eyes on him. And if he continues with the donk betting strategy, then we will make some adjustments when we have more reason to. We're not going to overreact to the first time someone does it. We could just call and see what happens on the turn, but chances are if he has a 5 or a jack, he's going to keep betting, and we're not really going to learn anything. If he checks and we just check behind and hope he goes check on the river. Not many good things can happen there, but there's enough smallish bad things. We're going to raise this turn with a view to either making a straight and value betting the river or just maybe checking it back. And we're going to be checking back here all of the time on the king. And we lose to jack queen. No biggie. That is no biggie. King 10 offsuit. No, thank you. We'll give that a miss from the one hole. Someone comes and sits with an odd amount like £6.70. I think we could safely give them the green tag to begin with and then work from there. Bit loose, ace-10 under the gun, but when you're at a table full of green, then obviously we can play more hand small positions. And we're pretty much done with the ace-10 on the 962 monotone. I guess we have to call the min bet, but that's as far as it's going to go. We'll call another min bet on the river. I expect us to lose here to a random 6 or something, but sometimes you're just going to have queen 8 with a club and things like that, and we're just going to win. We have enough showdown value to not have to bluff, I believe. And we just had the 3-4, so you just had the gut shot. This bottom left table's gone tits up now, so we're going to quit it. 2 decent regulars, 1 moderate regular, and only 1 fish. It's not a situation that I stick around in. So we'll pause the video while we get an extra table in there. So we now have an extra 10 in our table. We did have 2 10s, 2 20s. Now we have 3 10s and a 20. So I think this is the second time this guy's donk betted. We're going to go for a raise this time with on the A-side board, which we can represent quite well, and we have the backdoor flush draw for if he calls. If he 3-bets us, we're just going to fold. Calls, we do not improve, so we are just going to give up. And he just donks again. Feels like he's just donking when he likes his hand to me. Not a particularly good flop one with 3-bet on table 1, but that seems like a very good turn. And we got a good turn on table 2 as well. Yeah, check raise there. Could be beat, but if we are, then he's going to get all of my money. He doesn't have a royal flush. We block the royal flush, which is nice. But he could easily have ace jack, ace queen, etc. Now I don't think he does anymore. He does have the ace queen. It's kind of an unfortunate run out, but not an awful lot we're going to be able to do about it. I think his river check there is pretty fucking appalling, by the way. Given we just called his turn check raise. There's a good chance we're just going to check back there with worse hands when he checks. I think he got really lucky there that we actually had a monster ourselves. I hope this guy doesn't bet big here. He bets massive, so he's getting quite irritating now because he does seem to be just like taking the lead a lot out of position. This time he's a pre-flop raiser, but I thought he was going to show then. Yeah, but don't do what this guy did. He's called his 3-bet with his ace queen. He has to call. I'm not knocking it for a second. I like his play until the river. And once you check raise a turn with like 3 aces and you get called, and then you fill up on the river to like the whatever it is, the fucking second nuts or whatever. Don't check again after check raising, because just so often you're just going to see your opponent checking back. It's a pretty big mistake. You're going to leave way, way, way too much money on the table. Like I say, he's got lucky because we actually had a hand that we could value bet against him. But I mean, he's check raised. Everything's got there on the river, so he's entitled to think that we've got a reasonable hand that we can just pay off his all in with or whatever. He doesn't make it. He got very lucky that we had 3 kings, because if I just had a single ace there, I'm checking back for sure, and he's missing out on a ton of value. I'm not going to call this turn if he bets again. I think there's a good chance we're behind when trying calls in the big blind on such a dry board. He's going to check back and expect to lose. I think we probably have the best hand here on table 4. If we don't, I think it's our guy that's going to have us beat, and certainly not Lee's Wang here. who's like raised pre-flop and then just check twice. I think it's too thin to value bet our like bottom full house on the river though. We'll just take our showdown value. And his hammer's pretty much face up there. And I hope Chivalry's got two high cards here, like King 10, King Queen, that type of thing. We're going to bet twice versus him. I just hope to get him to fold an unmade hand that's better than ours. No idea what this Calux can have here. Again, it seems too thin to bet for value for me, especially you can have some maybe missed draws that wants to bluff. And he just had, he filled up himself on the river. Behave yourself, Ainsley, you fucking whatever. I don't know how to describe you with your pathetic little stack. Doing shitty moves. Who didn't know he had aces there? Who didn't know he had aces? Well, he's got full value, so more power to him, I guess. I mean, I try to have good thoughts and live a good life, but when I see people dicking around like with their last £2 at a table, I'm just like, really, you're just a nuisance at this point. I'm more than happy to see green tag players at my table, and I obviously understand that most of the time they're going to have less than 100 big blinds, but when people allow the stack to dribble down to like 20 bigs and then just start playing like a tournament style pre-flop, and like, fuck me, it's a cash game, man. Some self-respect, pull some fucking money up, or just fuck off and let someone sit who's actually got some money. Very irritating. People who like have less than 40 blinds in a cash game. Probably shouldn't let it irritate me as much as it does, but it does, it bugs me. You just have some fucking pride, have some self-respect. Let's sit there with 25 big blinds. Royal flush draw. I'm just going to bet here, and if we get raised, then we're going to know we're behind to an ace, but hopefully we're going to get there. We have got there. We like that. 567. I want to bet about 1/3 of that. So what's that, like 180, something like that? Board parents, obviously not ideal, but she's going to go anyway. We're going to hope that Chibbles doesn't have the quads. Nope. No quads. No quads today. Get called in 2 spots. We're just going to give up with the 8-7. Hope to show it down. Probably fold to a bet. Don't think we can fold to 60 pence. So I think we're going to lose a lot here. But given this price, we can afford to lose a lot. So yeah, we lose to the Jack 4, whatever. Completely giving up with the 7-8. We'll take that when people flop top pair against us and just min bet 2 streets. We could take that punishment like a man all day. Do not like getting raised, but we're going to go with it. And if he's got the Jack 10 or the sets or whatever, then good for him. I mean, you never find me telling people to fold top pair, top kicker, 100 big blinds deep in 3-bet pots. If someone has you beat, they have you beat. I mean, his raise call off with Jacks there is, in my opinion, very poor. And I think we're entitled. I think we're beat a decent amount of the time there. But at the same time, he's top pair, top kicker in a 3-bet pot. And especially in soft games, people are going to make tons and tons of mistakes. So we just close our eyes, go with it, and hope this is the time they have 2 Jacks or whatever. King, Queen, and not the time that they've flopped the nizzles. I mean, if you're going to just like raise pocket Jacks and a Queen high flop, in my opinion, if you think someone's that wide pre-flop, that Jacks can still be good post-flop, that just bank your 4-bet in pre and get the money in. I mean, I don't know what he knows about me. I don't know him, but for all I know, he might watch my videos and he might think, oh, this guy's a tight player. I can get him off X, Y, and Z with a raise here. Maybe he was bluffing with his Jacks. But then if he's bluffing, why would he call it off? Who knows? No idea. It's my job to figure out why he does things in the long run, but I'm not going to try and figure it out based on one hand. But we will take a note that raise Jack Jack versus c-bet in position Queen XX. And call jam. Just so I know going forward that he's capable of raising stuff. I wouldn't expect him to raise there, because I don't expect anyone to raise pocket jacks there. So just, it's nice to know that. So he shouldn't be a green tag yet. It's nice to know that for future reference. So when we are faced with raises from him, we can factor in what his range looks like and not just like be scared of whatever top pair is or what have you. Knowing that someone can have some like random stuff that you wouldn't expect them to have it helps. And just bluff this river with the king queen. He's checked back 2 streets, so I'm guessing he doesn't have an ace very often. And quite often when flush draws get there, the first to bet in small pots, the first to bet often wins. And it feels ridiculous to fold for a 10p bet in a pot this size, but we have literally nothing, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to try a bluff raise there in a multi-way pot. There's way too like this in the small multi-way pot, way too like if someone just says fuck you and calls me with a pair. If you have reached this point in the video and you do appreciate my work, if you could refer to my video yesterday where I'm spending a week trying to collect money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation in the UK to make a donation to hopefully help make some very ill children's dreams come true over the festive period. If you do appreciate my work and you're not aware that video exists, please go and take a look at it, and if you can afford to, please do consider making a donation. I very much appreciate it, and I think it's nice for us as poker players, which, as I've said in the video, is often a very selfish pursuit. It's nice for us to show that we're not actually just like selfish, ruthless bastards, and that we do have a heart and we do like to help others. Usually it's fair to assume if we've got enough money to play poker, we've probably got enough money to make a small donation to charity now and again. So if you would like to recognise all the content that I make by way of making a small contribution to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, I think that would be a nice thing to do. The ace jack's likely good here. Is like snap check back flop, checked back turn 2. Good chance ace jack's going to be good, and it was. Apologies if the video jumps down again. You think, oh, what happened there? I I'm suffering with some minor stomach problems as well this morning, and much as I believe that breaking wind is particularly amusing, I don't want to offend anybody by doing it frequently on video. And Craig just overlimps against car bump. It's just very likely he has like small pairs, etc. Maybe some suited connectors, but generally his range is pretty damn weak. We're not going to see about this wet flop against two green tag players. We're just going to check and hope to spike a green king. Would be nice. Oh, black 2. Cheers. Cheers for the black 2. That's just what I wanted. We need to be calling £1. Still got a chance of that green king. I think an ace or a queen would be good too. No green king, but a red queen. I'll pay up a smallish bet here. We're not going to pay up a biggish bet. I'm going to make a small value bet now and hope not to get raised. Because if we get raised, we are toast. I'm going to hope another regular doesn't come and sit here, because if he does, I'm not going to sit and battle 3 regulars for just 20 quid's worth of dead money, or potentially dead money. So again, I'm going to sit out. I'm going to find another table to replace this one now, because 3 decent regulars and 2 fish that only have 20 quid between them isn't something that isn't a scenario I play in. It's game selection to the extreme, but Reggie's got a car to fix, so that's what he's going to do. Couldn't find the table within like 5 minutes. I think it's been about 5 minutes now. There's nothing running literally every 10NL table, and there's the only 20NL table running is the one we just left. So I've just opened a 5p, 10p pot limit home hard table, and hopefully someone comes along and gives us some action. I shall continue scouring the lobby for any no limit games starting up, and if one does start, then we'll just leave this table and join the no limit game. My heads up pot limit Omaha would not be in any shape or form high quality, but I'm going to presume against most of the people that are going to come and sit, my general poker sense and poker ability will be enough to at least make me competitive against 10 PLO regulars, and obviously have a significant advantage over just random fish that sit. And I'm also going to join the wait list on a sit and go. And if the sit and go starts, then we'll put that in the bottom corner. Don't expect sit and goes to fill too quickly at 10:48 AM on Sky Poker, but you never know. You just never know. This 3-bet's just too small. We need to defend versus it. We're not going to get carried away with top pair though. We can't fold to a C-bet, but we're not going to be looking to play any huge pots right now. If he checks again on the turn, we're going to bet just to try and get some crying calls, some ace highs, things like that. If he calls, it's likely we're just going to check back the river, especially on the queen. Won't be surprised if he leads out here. If he does lead out, we're going to fold. And he's got the jack queen. And that's a really weak 3-bet from him. Small 3-bet, queen jack off position, then check win. I mean, he's going to be super exploitable with that strategy. Super exploitable. This table isn't that great now, this 10-0 table, but at risk of the video collapsing because we're only going to have 2 tables, we'll keep it open for now. But if I wasn't making a video and I didn't want to get this to like an hour mark or something, right now I'd probably just say, you know what, let's just go and do something else for an hour or so and come back maybe when there's more traffic on the site. But because we're 37 minutes deep in a video, we're going to try and just limp it out. There's just nothing going on at the moment. There's only 379 people seated in the entire site. Maybe it wasn't the best time of day to try and make a video, but I did, and that's it. We do get some heads up PLO action. Such a dry board, I'm not going to go for the check raise. It's just going to be flagging up to him. We could even be beat. It's PLO. It's not that hard for him to have lots of stuff that has us beat. If he pots the river, I'll be a little bit sad. But he didn't pot the river, and it looks like we're going to win. And 4 people seated in the sit and go. We're getting there. We are getting there. It's a matter of which game to quit when it starts. Do we quit this table, or do we just quit the PLO table? Limp raised to quite a big sizing. I'm just going to make a super native fold with the 10s because it's just so often that's just aces and kings, and we're not getting the right price to set mine. I'm not putting 15% of my stacking pre-flop to set mine. And if he is limp raising some slightly worse hands like ace king and stuff, then good for him. Not folding to his min 3-bet with the queen 10 of diamonds. Not looking to play a big pot, of course. Certainly not giving someone who looks like they might be trapping the opportunity to check raises here. Absolutely going to check back. Still checking back. And we're going to call a river if he bets. Flopped a huge draw here on the PLO table, so just keep chugging money in until we can't get any more in. Called in 2 spots, which isn't ideal, but the 4 doesn't complete any draws, so he's going to pot it again. And we totally missed the river, but our opponent's only got 265 left. I guess we just bet and hope he calls us with a 9. Who knows what? He folded. I had no fucking clue what to do there, by the way. I just knew that folding wasn't an option. It felt like folding wasn't an option anyway. But no, I didn't have a fucking clue what to do versus that stack size. So usually when I don't have a clue what to do, and there's just that much left, to just fuck it. Let's put all the money in, see what happens. Or put the rest of the money in, see what happens. Not by any stretch saying that's the right play. It's just what I do. I also flop quads sometimes and check. When I flop quads, I usually check. Looks like we're going to get 0 money here from Lee Wang. We're going to give him a chance to donk though, because he has enjoyed donking in the past. And we're going to hope he's made a flush or even better 8s full. Five people now in the sit and go, but the PLO game's filling up, so we're going to quit the sit and go. Because I don't want to start playing the sit and go now. We've only got maybe another 10 or 15 minutes doing the video, and the sit and go will last longer than that, so. If a table breaks now, we'll probably just call it a wrap and upload the video at 40 odd minutes. Not c-betting this board on the Omaha table, and we're not calling a bet either. Pocket tens is just worth about as much as a pinch of salt there, pinch of shit, whatever you want to call it. Two aces and an up flush draw. Let's just pot and get it in, I guess, and hope to win the flipperoonie. Limp behind Craig here. Second time I've seen him limp, which might imply that the red tag is inaccurate with Craig SG1. Some really weak kings. We're not going to 3-bet them. They're just way too weak to 3-bet, I think. Just going to call them. Playing for set value. I'm just going to check back here. Don't think we're going to get any folds, so it'll be interesting to see what Craig's limping with. I'm going to guess small pocket pair. $10-9 suited, yeah. Craig's being downgraded to orange. Might ultimately go green, who knows. Going to fold the weak over pair to the check raise because we just don't want to be calling down. But our loose 3-bet, 4-bet by the fish. PLO, so we just don't fold pre-flop and we hope to smash flops. We haven't smashed the flop, so now we are going to check and fold. And we're pleased to note that the fish won. Not to say that Shanks isn't a fish too. He got the orange tag, but again, that's not necessarily a true representation of his abilities. It's just what, based on something that I've seen, I guess, because I'm not very aware of him. I certainly don't remember him from a no limit background. Could value bet these 10s, but feels just a bit thin. I don't think that's a particularly good call, but against a green tagged player, I'm going to want to play some hands. Against a good regular, I wouldn't defend this hand. Now we've got like a shit top and bottom pair, shit flush draw, shitty straight draws. Not enough, in my opinion, to raise. I think it's very easy to overplay this hand and just raise, but too strong to fold. Now we have a flush, and we have more full house outs. And we win. Again, I might have played that hand completely fucking rubbish. It's pot limit on my heart. I don't know. But I'm assuming that I'm just going to be a better poker player in general than most of these guys. So that's going to be good enough to get me through the game. Let's hit a deuce on table 1. Okay, let's not hit a deuce on table 1. Flop a good shot on table 1. I think we're going to bet once and then decide how to proceed on turns. I'm not in the business of trying to make people fold full houses, so we're going to check back because he's not going to fold any of his pocket pairs now. And the fish has quit the PLO game, which means I'm going to. And I think we're going to call it a session because there's not a lot of action going on. We've got some green tag players, but they don't seem to be doing anything crazy. We managed to get a good 51 minutes in. I'm going to just fold our king, see if our friend here bets. He's min donk called in a 3-bet pot, so I'm going to presume he has some kind of made hand and we're not going to continue our bluff. And now we're going to make a small value bet and hope not to get raised. Happy days. So what's he min donking in 3-bet pots? Top pair. Okie dokie then. We just have 3 kings here. We can't fold, obviously. We lose to the nuts. Fair play to him for putting almost no money in with the nuts. Seems bad to me. So yeah, we're not going to wait around for the last 2 hands. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Who knows, might do some more this week. I might do a few extra videos this week just to try and promote what we talked about earlier with the Make-A-Wish Foundation stuff. Up to now, we've only had 1 donator. Bit of a disappointing response so far. Hopefully, throughout the week, we can at least get up to $100 though, and that would make me happy. So we'll leave it there. Enjoy the rest of your day, and bye for now.